Hey my crafty friends, it's Rick from Adkins Studio. Thanks for joining me for another video. And today we have a technique we're going to try to make some Christmas cards with. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you're a control freak, you're not going to like this. You've got to let go and just let whatever happen, happen. Okay? Okay. So you're going to need some Yupo paper, some alcohol markers, a straw or something to blow with, and some alcohol. So we're going to take, and you want dark colors for this. We're just going to put down this dark blue. We're going to spray it with a little alcohol, and then we're going to take our blower and start moving this around. I wished I had my pipettes out here, but I did not bring them outside. I forgot they're still in the studio, in the house. So you're just going to lightly blow this color around, kind of like alcohol inks, but with markers. You do want some colors that are kind of harmonious. As you can see, some colors work better than others. The darker colors work way better. But as far as my markers, these are the darkest I have out here, which is okay. Excuse me. Let's take our dark blue, add some up here. And if you make a mess up somewhere that you don't like, spray it with alcohol, wipe it off with a paper towel. It's very forgiving. Control the amount of pressure you're blowing. Now, if you have a straw, that works really well. I just didn't have a straw out here. You can see how it still reacts. With the alcohol. Then put some up here. We're going to try mixing these two, this blue and this green, to see what happens. And these are markers I don't care about. So if it messes it up, it messes it up. It'd be okay. Besides, I can always buy another marker. All right, that's looking pretty good. It's a cool little background. So we're going to take some flicks and flick in there. Let the alcohol do its job. Looking pretty good. I'm going to take some of my Hero Wax. Thin this down a little bit. And I'm going to flick on the Hero Wax in there to add some gold. So I'm liking how this is looking as I get it all in the Hero Wax. Why not? Sometimes it's all about playing. I like how that looks. Maybe I want a little darker in some areas. So I can come in with my finger. A little darker wax there. Brush that in with the towel to get some texture. Now, as I get the Hero Wax everywhere, all I have to do is wait for this to dry, and then I can put a sentiment on it and add it to my card base. So it is Yupo paper, so it's going to take a while. So we're going to leave this for overnight, and then I'll come back tomorrow and finish this off. All right, our panel is dry. Let me adjust this camera. There we go. Now we're going to take and do a little stamping on this. So I'm going to use my Hero Arts Reactive ink. This is in the color of Fruit Punch. And I'm going to use my bold print, what's this called? Script Bold Print Stamp. And we're going to do a little stamping over this. Peel off my backing. We're just going to stamp in certain areas. All right, here we go. And then I'm just going to take a paper towel. I'm just going to lightly rub some of that to smear it a little bit. So we don't want it to look perfect. All right, so now all I have to do, that finishes that background, all I have to do now is cut this down and we can finish decorating it up. So I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4. Now I can glue that to my card base. There's my card base. So we're just going to attach that down. You see that shine on there? Alright, now to add the finishing decorations, I'm going to take and use the winter foliage stamp set for my sentiment, and then we're going to use the coordinating fancy cut dies up here to cut out some elements to put on there. And we're going to cut those out of white. I'm just going to add a little glue behind each of them. And I'm not adding glue behind every little piece because I want some of them to stick out. So we want to be able to lift some of it up. So just barely adding glue along that middle section there. Then I am going to add maybe some pearls or something to our little holly branches. And then I'll tuck the pine cones in at the very end. So I'm going to move that to the side. We're going to stamp our sentiment. That way I can stamp it twice. And I'm going to stamp this in the same fruit punch ink that we used on our background. Let's trim that off. I'm going to take my snips and we're going to make this into a nice little banner on both ends. We can actually trim that down just a little bit. Go. Now I'm going to pop that up on a little foam tape. We can go ahead and add some embellishments to that. Actually, let's stick our pine cones in. Now we can add our embellishments. turn this around where I can get to the other side better. Just going to keep adding my little pearls as I knock them off. All right, my friends, and there is our mixed media Christmas card for today. I will see you guys in the next video. I hope y'all give this technique a try. And remember, stay crafty. Love you.